Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again. I know I have the tendency to ramble. This is going to be one of those videos, so let's cut to the chase. Campbell Fitness as a brand, logo, identity is going away. I'm retiring it officially. It's been a long time coming. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I was really apprehensive about finally pulling the trigger, but the time is here. And I've been going through a little bit of an identity crisis the past couple of years. In fact, I don't think I've said this is Brandon from Campbell Fitness in a video in at least 4 or 5 years. And outside some simple branding on maybe some of my social media, I don't acknowledge the fact of that. In fact, all my YouTube stuff, I use my name to comment back. I still use my logo, not because it says Campbell Fitness. I'm just more attached to the naked man squatting more than anything, and it says bar don't lie, and I tend to use that a lot more, or stay big. But Campbell Fitness has just been something that I've always kind of had some apprehension in using. And I think it dates back to the time when I first started this channel about a decade ago. I initially started this channel as a way for me to get free supplements on the bodybuilding.com forum. So for anyone who used to go there all the time, they had a supplement subforum where they'd have company reps who were looking for usually a group of people to try out a supplement. So they'd send you free supplements, and in exchange, they wanted you to log your use of that on their forum. So talk about how you liked it, how it made you feel, log your training progress while you took it. Because we didn't know a lot of what we know today back then. And personally, 10 years ago, I was spending tons of money on supplements, and anything I could do to get free supplements to help kind of quash that extra money I was spending would be really awesome. Now, obviously, all those years of using supplements didn't really help me that much because I look exactly the same probably as I did back then. I'm stronger, balder, wiser, but I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. So anyways, I started a YouTube channel as a way to set myself apart because not many people were doing video reviews at the time. YouTube isn't what it is today, and social media isn't what it is today. And that actually worked out really well for me. I got a lot of free supplements out of it, so much so in fact that as I started to grow an audience based off those supplement reviews, people would ask me things about what do you do for training, what do you do for your nutrition, and that's really where Campbell Fitness was born as an identity. Now, the reason I went with Campbell Fitness is a little bit interesting because anyone who knows me knows that Campbell is my middle name, not my last name. My last name is actually Diamond, although I just like my full name, which is Brandon Campbell Diamond. Campbell is my middle name, as I said. But even though I wanted to be known as the supplement review guy, the guy that did these videos, and that way people would pick me when they wanted to do a review on a supplement, I didn't want to be known by anyone that knows me, meaning that I didn't want my friends or family to find out I was making these videos on the internet about supplements because it was really embarrassing. So it's not the world back then where everyone's taking selfies, everyone's recording, you see people walking around with gimbals. It wasn't like that 10 years ago. And people still get weird looks today. Imagine like it was 10 years ago and it got really weird looks. So it wasn't as socially acceptable, I don't think, to run a lot of these. So I didn't want my name attached to it. That being said, I also didn't want my name directly attached to what I was doing because at the time, there was someone with my same name, my same general age demographic, who was also making YouTube videos, except he was chronicling his time as a homosexual male, which there's nothing wrong with that, except when you're someone with the same name, same age demographic, except you're a heterosexual male, you just don't want any gray area between the two. So between not wanting to be confused for a homosexual male or people actually finding out who I was that knew me already, I decided to go with my middle name, which is Campbell, and Fitness, because that was pretty much ambiguous in terms of what I could cover. It could be pretty much everything. I wasn't as in love with powerlifting and pure strength training as I am today. I did a lot more bodybuilding style training back then, which probably explains the love of supplements and not really a lot of knowledge. In fact, I'm glad a lot of those videos don't exist anymore because they were quite embarrassing, especially because back then it was really popular to make videos with your shirt off, and I fully blame Matt Ogus and Scooby for inspiring me to do that, but hey, it worked back then, really helped initially spur me to some of that growth in terms of viewers, not growth in anything else. So that's where it started. So it was always kind of a little bit of a dark, dirty little secret of mine. I eventually got over the hump of embarrassment and fully embraced it, and it's done really well for me. It's afforded me a lot of opportunities, both in my life and travels and meeting people and going to different gyms, as well as just monetarily, it's been pretty good to me in that regard. But I've never really fully been on board with the Campbell Fitness name, and I think now it's just time to fully make a break from it and take it to that next step. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to come back and be making tons of videos per week. I'm not. My content creation is still going to be on the lower end because this is still just a hobby of mine. But I'm going to look at it as an opportunity to put more effort into the videos I do make and not just do these training logs every week, because that's 50% of my content right now, where I just show you clips of my training and I talk about it. And spoiler alert, all the talk is typically the weights didn't move well, I didn't feel great, and that's pretty much it. I do try to make another video to supplement that, usually sharing my feelings or thoughts or do a review, and I'm going to still continue to do that, and I'm going to still continue to film my training. I'm just going to try to go about it in a more productive and pointed way. I also want to make a big focus on giving back to those that watch and try to help improve you guys like I do. So bringing other people on to talk about advanced topics or share their feelings, whether they have something to say or whether they just have a great channel that doesn't get a lot of the exposure. I've always liked to try to use whatever influence I still have left to try to bring you guys stuff that you might not be aware of. I also really want to focus on bringing back some programming. So I've released a couple programs in the past. Two of my more popular ones have been Full, which was held by Muscle and Development, and still a very popular program, surprisingly, because it's not that great when you take a look at it from a programming standpoint. And then I also released the PRS a couple years ago. So I want to get back to that, release a couple of other free programs just to help people out that want it, as well as do some other things like maybe some history in terms of strength training, because that's what interests me. So I think this rebranding, rebooting is going to give me that fire, if you will, to put some more effort in, because I got to be honest, and you guys can probably tell from these videos, I don't put a lot of effort into these filming or editing of these videos, which is nice for me because it doesn't take me any time to do them, record them. I just come on here and talk shit for 10 minutes and upload it. I don't need to do anything fancy, but I'd like to use this as an opportunity to try to put more effort in, because it is something that interests me, but I just really haven't had the want or need to do so. So hopefully that makes sense. So the bottom line is, to sum it all up again, I will be coming out with a rebranding of this channel and my other social media. Most of the content won't change. I hope it gets for the better. You guys will be the judge of that. I wanted to let you know, just so when you see that change, you don't wonder what's going on. And hopefully that makes sense. So I look forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section below. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching. And I guess stay big. I don't know if that's going to stay or not. That's another question we'll have to answer. We'll talk to you guys soon.